Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court Abuja dismisses application to stop President Muhammadu Buhari from inaugurating ministers designate. President Buhari felicitates with national female basketball team, the Tigers, for a highly impressive outing at the FIBA Women's Afro Basket. All Progressives Congress strongly condemns attack on Senator Ike Ekweremadu by members of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in Nuremberg, Germany. These and more with me, Juma Yusuf, on Panorama today. Reports just reaching us says Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court Abuja has dismissed the application to stop President Muhammadu Buhari from inaugurating ministers designate on Wednesday. We will bring you more details in our subsequent bulletins. The presidency has described as incorrect the Financial Times report suggesting that Nigeria has placed restrictions on importation of food and other agricultural products. Malam Garba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, in a letter addressed to the editor of the Financial Times, dismissed the content of the article describing as misleading. Garba Shehu emphasized that there is no ban for restriction on the importation of food items whatsoever by the federal government. He says President Buhari has consistently worked towards strengthening Nigeria's own industrial and agricultural base. The recent decision on Forex, Garba Shehu says the central bank will maintain its reserves to put into use, helping growth of domestic industry in 41 product sectors, rather than provide Forex for the import of these products from overseas. The president's aide further states that should importers of these items wish to source their Forex from non-government financial institutions and pay custom duty on these imports, they will be allowed to import. Reactions have continued to trail the attack on former Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, in Nuremberg, Germany, by some members of the indigenous people of Biafra. Naja'atu Tijani reports.
And as contained in a press statement released by the media aide to Senator Ekweremadu, Uche Anichukwu says the former Deputy President of the Senate was attacked during the second annual cultural festival and convention organized by Indigbo, Germany, in Nuremberg on Sunday, 18th August. A video which has now gone viral online shows the incident where Ike Ekweremadu was physically assaulted by a group of people who were being stopped by others as well. Senator Ekweremadu in the statement expressed disappointment but assured well-meaning Nigerians of his safety. Meanwhile, Senate President Ahmed Lawan has condemned the attack as barbaric, noting that it is wrong to blame him for the violent activities in his home state. He urges Nigerians to reflect before taking any measures. Similarly, Chairman Nigerians in Diaspora Commission Abike Dabiri-Erewa has condemned the attack as shameful and urges Nigerians to always bear the country's image in mind and project it in positive ways at all times. The People's Democratic Party has also issued a statement condemning the attack, describing it as unjustified. The President, Ohaneze Ndigbo, John Nwodo, and other Nigerians, including Senator Eyinaya Abaribe and Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, have spoken against the attack and called for peace to prevail.
Similarly, the All Progressives Congress has strongly condemned the attack on Senator Ike Ekweremadu, immediate past Deputy Senate President and serving senator, by members of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, on Saturday in Nuremberg, Germany. The party, in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Larry Issa Onilo, described those involved in the despicable actions and the organizations they represent as unworthy in character. The statement added that the assault on Senator Ekweremadu was an indecent action and it is below the acceptable standard of behavior expected of citizens, whether in Nigeria or abroad. Nigerians, the APC said, have a responsibility to collectively rise against evil at all times and in whatever guise it appears. The first batch of 432 pilgrims from Lagos State have arrived the country from Saudi Arabia. Abolore Ogbara reports that the pilgrims who are elated by the Hajj experience promise to continuously pray for Nigeria.
The pilgrims arrived the cargo wing of the Muritala Mohammed Airport, accompanied by officials of the Hajj Commission. Some of them, who just had their first Hajj experience, said they have been replenished, promising to exhibit the spiritual lessons learned during the exercise in their daily activities.
One of the major lessons I learned is you have to be patient because you're meeting so many people from different countries, from so many races.
We learned a lot. The first one, we should be loyal and we should be truthful. And we should know the Allah we are serving is one. And we should be our brother's keeper.
We're supposed to fear Almighty Allah and love our neighbor and love our country.
A prominent Islamic cleric who spoke on behalf of the pilgrims commended President Muhammadu Buhari and the state governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for the support and commitment to the welfare of the pilgrims.
May Almighty Allah continue to bless all Nigeria and make our country to be a great nation in the whole world.
It's been awesome. I want to go again.
Another batch of the pilgrims from Lagos State is expected to arrive the country in the coming days. In Lagos, Abolore Ogbara, NT News.
It was exciting and memorable moments for youth that attended this year's Teen Career Conference of the Everlasting Arms Parish of the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Abuja. It was a platform for talent discovery, which also gave the children an opportunity to meet firsthand with role models they only hear and see on television. Momso Damien Detti captured the fulfilled moments.
Behold these youngsters, Nigeria's future and leaders in the making. Different faces, backgrounds, cultures and aspirations. Just as they differ outwardly, so do their goals, visions and ambitions. But one thing is common among all of them, the desire to succeed and be the best in whatever they do. These two friends, Victoria 15 and Morning Star 14, both about to round up their secondary school education. Well, since childhood, they've been nursing these ambitions.
Actually, I've wanted to be a doctor since when I was smaller. My dad's a doctor and I really have passion in what he does. I really love it.
They should be unfairly treated.
Well, I want to be a pilot/marketer. So I want to have like 2 jobs where I can balance each and every one of them.
Though how to go about these dreams has been a challenge. Being youths under so much pressure. Thanks to the Teens Career Conference, Victoria and Morning Star joined hundreds of other children with diverse dreams to interface firsthand with superstars and personalities they've been aspiring to be like.
One day you will achieve, and the happiness you will receive will be your prize.
You can't imagine the august surprise.
An individual has not started living until he can rise above the narrow confines of his individualistic concerns.
What the enemy uses the most is to make sure they deal with you mentally, deal with you from the inside.
No matter how successful in quote they are, if there's no character, they are nothing.
God is the beginning and the end, and He has an interest and a purpose in their lives.
With this exposition, Victoria, Morning Star, and the other participants' lives may have just turned a new leaf.
To put God first in everything I do.
And not to join the crowd in whatever they're doing. I don't have to do the wrong thing all the time.
What I learned was talent is a gift, but character is a choice.
Then the youths go on to showcase their talents, and I tried my luck with them. Who knows? Maybe I can trade my pen to become a super dancer.
Away from youth development to security matters, Benue State Police Command has confirmed the loss of 9 lives in a renewed communal crisis between Ikirov, Tev and Shitele communities in Katsina Ala local government area of the state. Police Public Relations Officer Benue Command in a telephone call said the crisis broke out at a burial in Shitele community Saturday morning when some youths attacked people at the funeral and killed 4 persons. A reprisal attack by youth from Shitele community on the same day led to the death of 5 people. The PPRO, however, said the situation have been brought under control as adequate security personnel have been deployed to the area to maintain peace. And on a sad note, a fire outbreak in an early morning fire outbreak has destroyed shops at ED quarters of Gombe Metropolis. Correspondent Zara Umar Adamu reports that the fires razed the entire first floor of the 1-story shopping complex belonging to Gombe State Local Government Council.
Though no life was lost in the fire that started some minutes after midnight, property worth millions of naira were destroyed. Eyewitness and victim of the fire outbreak, Rufai Ibrahim, explained that he was informed of the smoke coming out of one of the shops when he rushed to the scene and immediately ran to 2 offices of the fire service, but was told all their vehicles are grounded.
We decided to come back and just see how we can help and assist our co-occupants. But there's nothing we can do.
Another victim calling for revival of the fire service in the state.
We are calling for the government to intervene, please.
The shops affected are mostly offices and repair shops for handsets, cameras and computers, among others. Zara Umar Adam, NTA News.
Time now to take a short break. Panorama continues after.
The struggle for independence had been a long and tough one. Our founding fathers and compatriots sacrificed their comfort and even shed their blood. We cannot at this point in history afford to spirit away their sacrifices for immediate but temporary gains of today. Let us emphasize what unites and not what divides us. Working for the unity of purpose with a stronger vision for a better tomorrow. NTA, growing with the nation.
Together, no matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Nigeria, the only country we can train with remarkable potentials to excel. Let us believe in ourselves and change our attitude for the sake of our country and generations unborn. Let us revive our cultural values, which are our essence as a nation. Let us renew the spirit of patriotism and hope in our dear country. Do not take or give bribe. Be punctual always. No more African time. We can't expect to be global citizens and operate on African time. Join the queue. Insist that people are attended to on a first-come basis, no matter who they are or where they come from.
Nigeria, good people, great nation.
You're watching Panorama on the network service of the NTA, and we are live in Abuja. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has described former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, John Odigi Onyegun, as a consummate politician and astute strategist whose life is worthy of emulation. This was when friends and relatives and political associates from across the country converged on the International Conference Center in Abuja for the 80th birthday celebration of the former Edo State Governor. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
In the name of the Son and in the greatest name of the Holy Spirit.
So much tributes from friends and political allies, many of whom John Odigi Onyegun had known for decades. Listen to what Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says about the former governor of Edo State and the immediate past national chairman of the All Progressives Congress.
Very special pleasure and privilege again, sir, to wish you and to wish this very fine gentleman, this loyal party man, excellent role model and leader, a very happy birthday. I pray that as your days, so shall your strength, so shall your wisdom, and so shall your favor with God.
And the Vice President says the celebrant remains an
patriot, a zealous fighter, and a patriotic Nigerian in whom we are all very, very proud.
A testament to a great sense of duty, great discipline and probity.
And what does the celebrant himself has to say?
Fortunately today, I doubt there is any corner of this country where there aren't highly qualified Nigerians. And the time has come for merit to become the sole determinant of positioning and placing people.
The night is not without words of advice for Nigerians from erudite scholar Professor Ibrahim Gambari, emphasizing the need for all to support government in getting rid of criminality in the country.
Nature abhors a vacuum. If people don't stand for Nigeria, if people don't stand for what unites us, then we'll leave the field to those who capitalize on what divides us.
Odigi Onyegun was born on the 12th of August 1939 and attended Holy Cross Catholic Primary School in Benin, St. Patrick's College in Asaba, and bagged Bachelor of Science in Economics in 1963 from the University College, Ibadan. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, Enter News.
The NNPC, in line with its resolve on transparency and accountability, has announced winners of its 2019-2020 direct sale of crude oil and direct purchase of petroleum products, DSDP, arrangement. A release in Abuja by the corporation's Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, Ndu Ukamadu, says after the completion of the 2019-2020 tender exercise, 15 companies made up of international companies and Nigerian downstream companies emerged successful to undertake the 2019-2020 DSDP arrangement. The one-year contract is effective from 1st of October 2019 to 30th of September 2020. Under the DSDP arrangement, the 15 companies shall, over the contract period, offtake crude oil and in return deliver corresponding petroleum products of equivalent value to NNPC, subject to the terms of the agreement. Dr. Clement Isong, a life of integrity, discipline and public service, a literary piece that encapsulates the life and times of former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has been presented to the public in Abuja. Elizabeth Omori reports.
Right from the moment I was interviewed there in the Central Bank, all to the time that we parted ways, he had tremendous liking for me.
Senator Olabi is just one out of the many that had contact with late Dr. Clement Isong, a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, who later became governor of Cross River State. Today, Nigeria celebrates the icon whose face and signature adorn the highest denomination of the Nigerian currency, The life and times of late Dr. Clement Isong was documented for posterity by Professor of History, Professor Olutayo Adeshino, who carefully chronicled his journey of life from 1920 to the year 2000. The 349-page book, with 10 chapters, vividly narrates the role the late banker and politician played while serving as the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria between 1967 to 1975 in his efforts in winning the Civil War without borrowing a dime.
He established industries and boosted the manufacturing sector.
This is the man that started the industrialization of Cross River State. This is the man that introduced proper administration into governance.
It's a strange feeling because I know the man that is on the note, and I think that that the recognition is deserved.
The book reviewer, Professor Effiong Johnson, describes the literary work as a multi-purpose publication that is needed at this time of Nigeria's history.
I, Professor Effiong Johnson, do attest that the claims in this book are strong and good enough, and everybody should keep a copy for references.
Late Dr. Clement Isong